Okay, when you need to work on double pointed needles, the first thing you need to do is cast on your stitches onto one needle. You can do it onto the needle size called for, or if you want to make it a little larger, you can cast on while holding two needles together, or I'll use a bigger needle to start with. Once you have your stitches cast on, you need to slide them onto the rest of your double pointed needles. You may use the number called for in the pattern or divide them evenly across multiple sticks. 3 or 4 is typical. I'm going to put 6 stitches per stick for this example. Okay. I have all my stitches facing the same direction. You want to make sure you don't twist things. They're all the same. Twisted stitches may look like this, or maybe like this. You don't want that. You want everything facing the same direction. Now I'm going to turn everything so the first and last stitch are facing me. And I'll push the tail out of the way. I'm going to try to get the first and last stitch up close to the tips of the needles. Okay, here we go. Now, most patterns will say join in the round, being careful not to twist. How I do that is I take the last stitch and I put it on the first needle, and I take the first stitch and I put it on the last needle. Now you can see they are crisscrossed. This is my last stick, the one that has the tail coming out of it. I'm going to push the stitches into the center. This way I don't have to worry about them sliding off either end. And this first stick, the one where I have the working yarn coming out of and not twisted up, is going to be my first double pointed needle that I work with. I'm going to make sure it's on top of the other sticks. I will hold that parallel to the table and just let the other sticks hang below. And when you're first starting out, that first row, while everything's kind of loose and you don't have many stitches worked, it can get in the way, but you just have to be careful to use the correct double pointed needle. Now I'll take an extra needle and start working and knitting the stitches, just like you knit anything else. And you could knit continental or throwing style, whichever style you prefer. Work the stitches on that first double pointed needle. As I work the last one, now this stick has no stitches left in my left hand. I'm going to take the ones on the right hand and again push those to the center so they don't slide off. And I'm going to rotate everything clockwise. So this new stick will become the top one. And I will slide everything to the tip so I can start knitting those next using my other double pointed needle that's now free. And you can see any way that you knit, this works. Your first stitch of every new stick should be worked very tight. This way you will reduce gaps between the sticks. In my experience, you can't pull too tight. And you could see I keep pushing the other needles out of the way. Okay, those are done. I'll push them to the center and turn clockwise to get to the next one. And I will move this one to the top and knit these last stitches on the third double pointed needle. The first one gets worked very tightly. And I know I've reached the end of my round because the tail is hanging here. And this is one round completed on 3 double pointed needles. You can see the inside has all the bumps, those are the pearls, and the outside is the knit stitches.